Welcome to the Life of Hair. My name's James Atkinson. In today's episode we are doing an absolutely cracking technique that can be used for corrective purposes, or we can use it to create beautiful strong definition for balayage refreshes higher up the head past the parietal ridge. The parietal ridge is this curve just above the ear. This is our occipital bone. We'll all remember that from our days at college. But the parietal ridge is one of those neglected bones, I think, and it makes a big difference when we're cutting hair and we're colouring hair. So let's get on with this technique. It's a great technique that I'm using a lot at the moment, and I'm really enjoying the results. So I wanted you guys to see what it was all about. And remember, if you enjoy it, then please share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. Chat to me in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. I love to know how you got on with it and if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you again next week for another episode of The Life of Hair. Very simple pre-section for this technique. You simply take a rectangle shape on the top that finishes just below the crown and then section off down the sides to create two more squares. We're going to work in the crown area first, taking horizontal sections and slice that horizontal section. In this particular instance, I am trying to make stripes. Through the sides, we're working on a diagonal and using exactly the same technique, slicing each section to create what you'll see in just a second. Something that resembles a tiger. Working diagonally like this will add a little bit of softness to it, but softness is not the aim of the game for this particular technique. However, with the advent of balayage techniques, transitioning more towards highlighted techniques, I'm finding more and more techniques like this with the right tonal work afterwards are incredibly useful. A tiger that you can see there. So really high contrast, super stripy look. Now, in the advent of the era of the balayage, and it was onto an existing balayage technique, and how this can be actually quite a useful technique to create definition or ribbons of colour higher up the head when you're creating or you're amplifying existing balayage. Alternatively, if you're doing a highlighting technique, and you probably won't make it this stripy, but if you did, then I'm going to show you exactly how to correct that without needing to do any more highlights. Let's say you get a correction in the door, they've got really stripy highlights and you want to correct it, you can't lift it any further, or you don't dare because the hair's condition's compromised. I'm going to show you exactly how to treat this head. So, first things first, you need a tint colour that is halfway between what would be the existing base colour. So in this instance it's a level 4, and I've lifted the hair to a very orange yellow, so we're on a level 8. So I have picked a level 6 root colour, because it's halfway between the two, to diffuse that initial line right on the head. As you can see, extremely stripy in this instance, and I really did that to show you how much you can blend away really strong stripes with a technique like this. So this is my level 6 colour, and I'm going to apply it to approximately 1 centimetre of the roots. And then once I've done my 1 centimetre, and I've gone all through my roots, I will start to stretch that level 6 colour down a bit further till I get it past the parietal ridge. I simply comb through from the very edge of where I finished painting my section to stretch out the product. It goes from glossy on the roots to satin in the mids and matte where the hair starts to transition into the existing colour. This is very, very important in this particular technique to get this right, because what happens is as the colours transition from one to another, that change of saturation means that you don't get a very hard line and it blends away seamlessly. As you can see within the colour on this picture particularly, you can still see some of the highlight definition. Once I'd processed my root stretch for the manufacturer's development time of 20 minutes, I've then globally toned this technique using a level 9 demi-permanent colour just to lower the contrast of the rest of the look so that we get a nice, even, consistent finish. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed it, remember, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, chat to me in the comments, and I hope you've taken away some fantastic tips and tricks. See you next week.